second part of Python programming. I hope you have watched the first part in which we talked about the IDE and what are different types of data types and how we execute any small block of code. Okay, so after this, now we are going to understand what are the different types of loops that are there in the Python. It is common for all languages, but for now our focus will be like to understand the syntax in the Python. But if you don't know about the other languages, that is also fine, we'll cover that. Okay, so as you can see, this hashtag means like a comment thing, and if you want to execute something, if you want to go to the next line, we'll click on enter. If you want to execute this, we'll click on alt enter. Okay, since there was nothing to execute and it was simply a comment thing, it didn't execute anything. Okay, so now we'll see how to execute our first loop, that is if else loop. So if else loop, let me take an example, then we'll go line by line. So first we'll say, okay, if, let me take something, okay, let x equal to name or 5. Okay, x equal to 5, yeah, this is 100. So if x is equal to 100, okay, so here how it is happening is, okay, let me complete this, colon print yes. Okay, that's it. So here let me execute alt enter. So what is happening is, first we assign some value to a variable called x. Okay, so if you don't know about variable, again go to the first part, but yes, here we assigned an integer value 100 to a variable called x, and then we are writing if. Under if we'll write some expression. The output of that expression should be either a true or false. If the output of that expression is true or false is not there, then you cannot write the expression in the if statement. So here basically we are in the second line, whatever we are writing under the curved braces of the if, we are writing an expression which will derive an output, whether true or false. If it is true, we'll go inside the like whatever the business logic that we are writing under the if, otherwise it will go to the next. Since okay, let me write 50 here. Okay, so now what it is doing, if x equal to 50, no, that is false, right? So this statement will not execute. Is there any other thing that has to be? Okay, I'll write simply here, okay, print finished. So this has nothing to do with if, because that is out of the if loop. So here our focus is that if the decision is deriving output as true, this line will execute. If it is deriving as false, this will not execute. That's it. Okay, so let me do this, finished. So yes, didn't got printed. If I write 100, you see, so this has to be executed or not, that will be based on this decision. So here it's not like only one line, so we can have n number of lines. So how it happens is, if we're starting in the first place, and whatever we like, this next statement will be under the colon, so that is like first tab. So it is our wish how many statements we want to write, we can write print first line. Okay, similarly I can have 100 such statements, it's up to me. Okay, second line. Okay, so let me execute this. That's it, nothing else. So that was our if loop, and then we have else. Okay, so here we'll write else, so we'll come out of that. So these three lines were yes, first line, second line was under the if loop. Now I came out of the if loop and I wrote else. Okay, else, and here I'll write colon print no, it was not 100. Okay, and here again I can write as many lines as possible, print else case second line. Okay, let me enter this. So as of now, again this line should not be executed because this decision is true. Okay, so how the control flows is, if this is a decision is true, it will execute this, and since this is true, if is true, so just think logically, don't focus on the language. So it's like an English statement, if this is true, execute this line, else means otherwise execute these two lines. Okay, we'll try to execute this. So you can see only these three lines executed and these two lines didn't get executed. Now I'll write something else here, okay, 50. So if in this case, since this was not true, that is if not true, that's why, or we can say otherwise, print this. Okay, let's execute this. So now you can see, no, it was not 100, else case second line, this got executed. Similarly we can have else if. Okay, so instead of else if in Python we have elif. Okay, so what happens here is we are writing one more if condition, which is like if this, okay, let me write this, print if okay, let me write x equal to 20. Okay, so here I'll write x is 20. Again print second statement under elif. Okay, so we'll see what happens. So here how the control will flow is, if x equal to 50, no, right? So then it will go to elif. Elif means else if. So it will, since the first decision was false, it will come to second decision. Now here whether it is true or false, that it will see. Else if x is equal to 20, is it true? Yes. In our case it is true, so this will execute it. If x was 30, okay, so the if is false, else if, that is x equal to 20, that is not correct, so it will go to else. So if this is true, execute this. Otherwise, if this is true, execute this. Otherwise, if none of the above is true, execute this. That's how the control is happening. So you see, no, it was not 100, else case second line. If I give x value as 2, and now if I execute, I am expecting this decision will be true and this statement will get executed. Okay, see, x is 20, second statement under else if, finished. So it's like if there is some else, and if I want to write something under that, there should be a tab. Tab space means a 4 space. So you will not enter 4 space manually, instead you will click and enter, and that's how you need to write. Okay, so if your intention is to write something under if, you need to write that with the single tab. Okay, similarly if you write something under elif, you need to go under that elif and give a tab, and then you can write. So if I want to write here under this, I can simply click enter, or I can start from here with a single tab. Okay, tab means 4 spaces. So that was about if else loop. Next we'll go for the while loop. So this maintaining spaces or tab, all this is called as indentation. If I suppose I removed one space, okay, it is giving me some syntax error. Okay, so that's one of the usage of ID, that it will take care of an indentation, but it is there that you should know. Okay, yeah. Next our concept will be, okay, let's remove all this unnecessary cells. Caesar. Okay, now we are going to start with while loop. It's a hashtag. Okay, so next is while loop. In if loop we were executing it once. Whenever the decision was true, we are executing once, and that's it. But coming to while loop, it's like read it as an English statement. While some decision is true, keep on running your logic that you have written. So logic in the sense, here we can say for if the logic was these 3, for else if the business logic was these 2, like that. Whenever the condition that we are giving for the while is true, execute the logic again and again. Let's take an example. So let's say x is equal to 20. Okay, now I want to say that while x, okay, let me say, okay, I'll say I equal to 0, one more variable. Okay, and I'm saying while I is less than x. Okay, and this was my what I can say, this was my decision. Okay, now I want to write a logic inside while. So I'll say while I was less than x, okay, print I, and I'll increment the I value by 1. So I is equal to I plus 1. Okay, so that's how it is going to work. So let me give you a control of execution. First I is 0 is less than x, which is 20. Yes, so print I. Okay, so 0 will be printed. Next I is becoming I plus 1, that is 0 plus 1, so I becomes 1. Okay, so next time when the okay, after this again this has to be evaluated. If this is true, this condition is true, only then it will execute this. So next time it will be like 1, I value is 1 is less than 20, right? So print 1, and I value is 1 plus 1, that is 2. again this will be evaluated whether 2 is less than 20. Yes, until that like okay, let's suppose I became 19. Okay, it printed 19 and now I became 19 plus 1, that is 20. Okay, after that again while will be evaluated. 20 is less than 20, no, so it will not. Okay, so thus I came out of while, print my while, come out of while, and I want to print while loop finished. That's it. Now to execute I will press alt enter. You can see 0 1 2 all these things printed while loop is finished. So while is like, and it will execute its business logic until and unless this is not false. Okay, so that was our while loop. Next we are going to see our third topic, that is for loop. And after getting to know for loop, we'll try to combine if loop, while loop, for loop, and we'll see one example, then we'll move on to the next topic. So now we are going to see about for loop. Right then, so we have something called lists and dictionaries. All that I will be teaching you in the next part, but for now, suppose there is a variable called x whose value is, which is a list, and whose value is name1, name2, name, okay, this is a third parameter, name3, and last parameter name4. Okay, so here we have created a x which is a list which contains 4 strings, that is name1, name2, name3, name4. Okay, for now don't go or don't try to understand what list means, like that I will cover in the next video, but for now just assume that x is holding 4 variables. Okay, now if I print x, okay, and I also want to print the type of x, type of x. So type of x means it will give the data type, alt enter. So you can see that x is a list which is having these 4 values. Now we'll try to for loop. For loop means iterating, that is execute getting this, then this, then this, then this, like that. It will try to fetch one value at a time. So how to do that? We'll write for some random thing. Okay, for temp. Okay, for temp inside x. Okay, we want to print temp. So again, if you read it in an English statement, it will be easier for you. For each temporary value inside x, okay, print temp. So how it working is, first when we say for temp in x, that is the first value it will get, that is name1. Then print temp will be done, then it will go to the next, that is for temp in x. Now this time it will move to the name2. Now next. Okay, that's how it's going to work. So okay, so that is what we did. So instead of this, let's give 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so now if we try to print this, okay, first we need to execute this one, and then we have to execute this for temp in x. This time we are expecting that 1 2 3 4 5 6 needs to be printed. So you see, and that was our for loop. Now if we want to make use of other loops with this loop, that is that is the actual implementation. Okay, now let's see how we can do this. So under for loop, I want to use an if statement, which state that, like, I can write any logic as per my requirement, but for demonstration purpose what I am saying is for temp. Okay, like for a number in x which is less than 4, you are getting right, for a temporary number or for a number in x which is less than 4, I'll write a colon, and then I'll write a business logic that I want to write under the if statement. So here I can say if temp is less than 4, print less than 4 is found. Okay, I need to write that complete thing under a string. Okay, so I can see for first it will be writing 1, and then this statement will be true, so this statement will be executed. Then for 2 this will be executed, 3 this will be executed, and 4 5 6 will be printed as it is. So let's execute that. Okay, so you see 1 and then if statement. So for and while will be like repeating itself, but if loop will be like once decision is taken it will execute once. So if loop got executed again and again because of for. So that was our final loop that we were going to cover. Next, to see what is the break and continue. Okay, so if you didn't understand this, try to rewind the video and understand, because we are going to use only these 4 lines of code to understand what is while loop and what is continue. Okay, so now here I can here I will be writing. Okay, so here I will take decision like if this. Okay, here I will take one more if statement. If temp is equal to 3. Okay, so okay, let me tell you this difference. If you write a is equal to 3, okay, so a is equal to 3 means you are assigning something. Okay, but if you write a equal to 3, so equal to means your comparison whether the value of a and the 3 are same or not. Okay, so that was like how to assign and what is a comparison. So single equal to is like assigning value 3 to a, and double equal to like comparison whether value of a is equal to 3 or not. Okay, yeah, so let's come out of that, and here we try to understand what is the value of 3. Okay, I mean what is the use of break. Let me remove this. Here I will write if temp equal to let me write 2. Okay, so for 2 what I can write is break. Okay, so what's happening is let's execute it line by line. For temp in x, that is 1 will come, 1 will be printed. 1 is equal to 2, no, so it will skip this and it will go to next if. Where I am saying temp is 1 is less than 4, yes, so this will be executed. Now next the for loop again execute, and this time it is fetching 2, so print 2 is temp value is 2. Now 2 is equal to 2, yes, so break means what will happen is we have written if in which loop, in for loop. So break means it's a literal term. Break means break the loop. Okay, so just read the programming language as an English statement. So break means break the loop. Okay, so when the value of temp becomes 2, this will derive the true. True means execute the logic which is written under the if statement. So here this will break. So what will happen, this line will get executed, this line will get executed. Now coming to 2 will be printed, and then before coming here, okay, because we are breaking the loop, we are coming out of the for loop. Okay, so let me write here print end of for loop. Okay, so that was break means breaking the loop, coming, or we can say coming out of the loop. Let me enter this. Okay, so 1 got executed, and then this got failed, and then this got executed, so this was true, that's why print statement got executed. Next we fetched the second value. In that second we got temp is 2, so it break and it came out of the loop, and because it came out of the for loop, this line got executed. I think break is clear, right? Now let's copy this thing and let's try to understand what is continue. Okay, right, so instead of break I'll write continue this time. Okay, now try to understand this. Continue means whatever the logic is written under me in the loop, remove that. Okay, let me tell you in a simpler manner. So when the temp value is 2, it will print 2 is equal to 2. So continue means execute the loop. Okay, execute the loop and just skip or forget about the logic which is written under me in the same loop. Okay, so this logic was written after the continue statement in the same loop. Okay, so what continue says is I am written under one loop, which is for loop in our case. So execute that and just skip the remaining logic which is written below me. Okay, so let's execute this. Okay, let me tell you the control how it goes. First 1 in x, 1 will be printed. This is not true. 1 is less than 4, so this will be printed. Fine. Next 2 will come. So 2 in x, print 2. 2 is equal to 2, right? Okay, so continue means this line will not be executed, and then for loop will be executed. So this time temp will be 3 will be printed, and then this will not execute and this will execute. So continue means the for loop or the loop under which I am written, execute that loop again and forget the logic that is written for that loop. Okay, let me execute this, alt enter. So you can see 1 is executed, less than this is executed. Now coming to 2, this line got executed, and then because of continue, the control didn't go it to below, but it executed the for loop again. Okay, so that's why this line did not got printed for the temp as 2. Okay, then again the remaining logic continued as it is. So yeah, that was our understanding for break and continue. So that's it for now. Now for the next video we are going to try to understand about the list, dictionary, tuples, all that sort of things. And regarding these loops and break and continue, if you have any query, please write down in the comment section. That's it for now. Thank you.